Alright, good afternoon everyone. Today is November 2nd, and this was the video lecture that I wanted to put together for Unit 3. And I know it's a week into the unit, but due to being out of the country last week, I didn't have the technology to do a video recording. So this information is regarding Unit 3. And first I just wanted to step back. For Unit 2, all the assignments have been graded. All grades are posted, everything. There was a few comments in the mid-semester evaluations about grading and when the feedback comes, and it is required within 7 days after the due date. So I have 7 days to grade everything, and it's 45 students times all your assignments. So it takes me a little bit to read through them. So bear with me, but it is within a week, 7 days, I will have the grades posted, and sometimes earlier, sometimes I make it the deadline. But please contact me with any questions regarding those grades, and do it sooner rather than later. I don't want to wait till the last week of the semester and have to fix things or go back and look over some assignments. So contact me as soon as possible. Also, if you have an issue with a due date, please contact me before the actual due date if possible, instead of waiting till the day after or 2 days after to contact me. I'm much more willing to budge a little if it's before. Not saying I will, depending on the circumstances, but I'm more willing to. Also, lastly, just another reminder, please proofread your assignments. Some of you I commented, and I put it in the feedback that you really need to read over. It's sad when I pulled your assignment up in Microsoft Word and the red squiggle line with all the mistakes in spelling and grammar come up. I'm not asking for a super polished, high-level writing, but at least make sure your words are spelled correctly and the sentences make sense. So please do that for your Unit 3 and all other units and all the assignments. Alright, so Unit 3, which started last Monday, so we're a week into it already. All the assignments are due November 11th, which is next Wednesday, a week from Wednesday, at midnight Mountain Time. This includes 3 reading checks for chapters 8, 9, and 10 from the textbook, the observations and development assignment, the reflective journal, and the Dear Abby letters. And once again, that Dear Abby letter has the minimum word requirement of 2,200 words, and points have been deducted if you don't meet that requirement, so please be aware of that. But all the other assignments are as typical of the last 2 units, similar questions, similar layout, and things like that. They are all available. Let me see if this will work correctly. They are all available right here on iLearn in this Unit 3. You click on Unit 3. This is the email that I sent out last week already. And I will also post this video and any other announcements. But here are all the documents, the collaborative quest. I'm going to put that on this list, but the discussion board is also due, so I'll fix that. So now moving on to Unit 3. One of the areas of Unit 3 that I actually find very, I wouldn't say applicable to my personal life, but applicable to parenting, especially in the society and the generation that we're raising. My daughter is 2, and I want her to, of course, identify with the correct gender, especially coming from a gospel perspective, as we believe that we are male and female for a reason and a purpose. So several years ago, one article that is from a few years ago that relates to gender identity is this family. Let me pull up the article, you can click on it as well. The family that did not want to reveal the gender of their baby to encourage a more neutral, as the article says, a more neutral approach to the infant, meaning they didn't want someone to give him or her a blue toy because it was a boy or dressed in pink because it was a girl. And it was basically the family's choice to defeat or overlook gender and the differences that we have in gender. And you'll read more about gender identity. It's in your textbook in chapter 10. But how our world right now and our society looks at gender as not as something that we are given for a purpose, as we believe in the family of proclamation to the world. But relating this with a gospel application, as a parent, I found a parent's guide. It's what a manual the church has created many years ago, and in it, let me just pull up the link here. It's on LDS.org. It's also in Gospel Library, an app on your phone. So often if I'm up in the middle of the night, that's when I'm reading. But it goes through, let me step back here, different age groups. So here, from birth to 3, from 4 to 11, and 12 to 18. And then, of course, beyond with dating years and marriage and encouraging your children. But in the birth to 3, which these chapters focus on, it talks directly about helping your children understand and accept their gender. And I think this is truly inspirational and revelatory at a church to come out and say that one of the main focuses you need to be doing during these early years is helping your child understand that they are created as male or female for a reason, that they have different roles based on their gender, and both roles are clearly significant, but we need to understand that we are male or female, not that gender does not change. And so I work on this with my daughter a lot. I ask her, are you a boy or a girl? And interestingly enough, at her 2-year-old well baby check or checkup, they asked her if she was a boy or a girl, because that is a sign of starting to identify as a gender and recognize that there are differences between the two. And so I would encourage you to look over the parent's guide as you're reading these chapters, because the textbook does great about the development of the child, but as far as a gospel development and a spiritual development, this parent's guide is awesome for parents and also as people who work with children to understand what you need to be focusing on. And I have a testimony of the guidance that we receive from prophets and our leaders of our church and how we raise our children, that they are warning us against some of the obstacles and challenges that our children will face and that the children you work with will face in the future. So again, if you have any questions about that, feel free to ask me for more information. But please reflect on that as you read through these chapters about how important gender identity has been to you throughout the years, and also how it impacts your children. I will host office hours tomorrow on Tuesday, November 3rd from 7:30 to 8:30 Mountain Time, and again next Tuesday. So we have 2 office hours before the due date for Unit 3. So please come if you have any questions. Otherwise, if you can't make those hours, contact me. We can find another time to meet, or just email me if it's something that we can work out through email or call or text. All my contact information is on iLearn. So again, if you have any questions about any of this, please contact me. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing your Unit 3 assignments. And please remember to make your initial post. Today is the deadline for that, for your discussion boards. So please remember to do that. And otherwise, good luck, and I look forward to hearing from you.